Wednesday, the 22nd of January 2025. I saw this reel on Instagram that said, healing's a funny process because one day you think you have everything figured out and the next day you don't. So look, I just have a list of things that I need to remember, and they're just kind of like a list of all the things I've kind of learned. You're not responsible for other people. You can't be made out if you're just being yourself. You don't have to worry about what you're going to say and if it's going to offend someone, as long as you're just saying the truth and as long as you're just being you and you're saying something because the right version of you wants to say something. Your value isn't like dependent on people, and that you don't have to make a good impression to people as an incentive for them to kind of like be your friend. The right people are gonna stay. I don't need to be scared of people's rejection, because their rejection doesn't mean your demise. And just going back to this idea that like every time I find myself falling into that trail of thinking, I remind myself, no, I'm having that thinking because this version of me is overtaken, but I'm not this person anymore. I'm this kind of like healed person. So I kind of adopt a new set of thinking and just constantly rewiring that brain and constantly just, it's tricky because I remember writing down, this is something very interesting, but I remember, so like it was this one time in a lecture theatre, I was saying something funny, and then I remember journaling about this, and I remember saying like, why am I saying this? And I was like, am I doing this for attention? Like I honestly asked myself, like, this funny thing that I was saying, am I doing this for attention? Am I doing this to get people's validation? And I remember writing like, no, I'm not doing it for that. I remember writing, no, I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it because I want to do it. But then something wasn't right because it still felt wrong. It still felt like something was still off. And then later I came to understand that I wanted to do it, but the part of me that wanted to do it wasn't the part of me who I am at my core. It was the part of me that feels responsible for the mood in the room, if that kind of makes sense. So every time I feel those kind of like different personalities taking over me, I just like try and remember that like, I'm healed now. I don't need to think like this, and just kind of like, bring it back to myself. I don't need to prove myself for people to stay in my life, and that like I'm enough. And there was loads, and also so I have this joke, and it's basically like, if a girl was to smile at me, I'd probably like fall in love with them. And like obviously like it's a little bit of a joke, but also it goes back to this idea that like you're worth more than that. Do you get me? Like you're worth more than a smile. You're worth more than a hello. You're worth more than the bare minimum. And it applies to everything, right? Yeah, just trying to remember all these things when I go about my day. Anyway, so our day begins rather late today, probably around 12:30 in Ground Cafe. Got coffee, just doing a bit of work. Just having fun writing my novel. On this day, I'm wrapping up chapter 2, and I'm very looking forward to writing chapter 3. I have this one idea. I think it's going to be really awesome. So basically, it's like I need to flesh out both characters. Particularly the female character who I'm introducing, who was introduced in the first book, but she doesn't really get as much like screen time, if you like, until like the second book and the books that follow. I need to try and flesh out her character, and I think one way of doing this is that I have these two characters and they're both looking at something, and that I'm going to flesh out her character by saying what she feels about this compared to what our other main character feels about this, if that makes sense. So you can kind of see the differences between the two. So I think that'll be really awesome. Anyway, I rushed into the gym. I had to be quick into the gym because this morning Sab sent me a text on the group chat. He sent everyone a text on the group chat saying boxing's back on. So I was gonna have like a nice chill day today because I don't have any lectures this week. So I went to the gym and I was like, okay, I'm on the clock now, right? So I done my workout, pull-ups and shoulder presses, and I just had to be quick, right? Because I had boxing afterwards.
Yeah. What's good, London? Have a nice day.
That's actually really good. So then at 2:30, around 2:30, I left the gym and I went to boxing. It's our first boxing session back. Train to up. Of the year of 2025, and yeah, I just had a really good time.
You need to come boxing because it's a good community. You'll get a lot more fitter and you'll meet great people that are from Queen Mary and beyond.
This is Ish.
Yo.
Why don't you say something?
Say something like what?
Just introduce yourself. I don't know. Just say whatever you want.
Okay.
We're at boxing today. It's the first boxing of the year, so.
Yeah.
You know.
So my name's Ish. I'm a second-year student. Do economics and maths, unfortunately. But I go to boxing to, you know, keep myself sane.
How so? How so?
You know, just like, yeah, get lit in the face a little bit.
Fight the demons. Fight the demons.
Yeah, just letting it out, you know.
Alright.
And it's good.
Alright, cool, man.
Yeah.
There's this one video where I'm racing this other guy, and we was kind of like at the same pace in the beginning, and then towards the latter bit of the sprint I kind of like overtook him, so I was feeling really proud, right? But then at the end he takes out an inhaler and he inhales. So basically, like, he's asthmatic, he has some breathing problems, so you know, here's me thinking like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm doing well. Also, I got told I have a really good jab today, which was really nice. I'm trying to do, as you guys know, I'm trying to do this kind of like interview style, but I was a little bit awkward today when I was asking the interview, when I was like interviewing people for the vlog. Like, I feel like I could have done a little bit of a better job, but it's okay. I'm learning, and I'm still very new to the whole interviewing thing, and obviously with the trauma in the background, like, it makes things worse. So yeah, so I probably could have done a bit of a better job, but it's okay. I'm not like gonna beat myself up over it. So there's some interviews there.
It's about direction. In three of those. Power! Power! Three! Not hearing pads in sync right now. Are you guys not doing? It's all tiring. Okay. Sorry, am I going too far?
And yeah, it was a nice workout. I think it was a little bit tiring, a little bit strenuous on my body, just because like I'd come from that workout previously and I didn't have any lunch, and then, you know, I was going straight into this workout and I hadn't geared my body up for it, right? So like, if I had known about it from the get-go, I would have mentally prepared, but I didn't. So it's just like one workout straight after the other. So I was a little bit tired, a little bit fatigued afterwards, but it was a great workout. I loved going back to boxing. Sab's a great coach, by the way. He's an awesome coach, awesome guy. He actually knows what he's doing. His tips are really good, genuinely. And yeah, man, boxing was good. There wasn't as many people this week than there normally is, just because there wasn't as many people as there usually is this week, because this week's like an odd week. Like, we don't have lectures, and it's like a nice little rest period between our exams and our start of term. So it hasn't really been advertised as much, so it wasn't that many people, but it was still really nice, still really productive. Okay, thank you for watching. I'm gonna go home now. That was a lot of effort. That was a lot of effort, bro.